always learning, brother. I'm 41. I'm right on the Scorpio cusp. I'm definitely Scorpio, even though I'm October 23rd. And I'm a metal monkey, which is interesting because I'm now fashioning metal to make my clothing. I swear, by having this like open mind and literally like connection soul of the earth. Like I learned something from like a homeless person the other day that had this magnesium bag of magnesium, was ranting to me about stuff, and I like listened, because who am I, right? Who the F am I to judge anybody with? I mean, I can literally learn from someone, and they can probably maybe learn from me if they're willing to, but we can all.
You can learn from a tree if you're really open-minded.
So much. Oh man, there's a meditation that I kind of formed that is like part of this Steiner stuff. I'm really been into the Steiner stuff. There's so many books. He busted his ass, brother, and got so many books out there that they could not stop him. And now they're speaking to us over 100 years later. Here's another one: Secret Brotherhoods, talking about the shadow brotherhoods and what they plan to do and how they were going to do it. And it's like it's unraveling as we speak. But as long as you cannot have this like ego, and check your ego, recognize it, embody it, be like, oh yeah, there's that. And even embody things that aren't like from you, like a horribly negative thought. Like I firmly believe there's angels and demons all over the place all the time. And your astral body can get weakened by certain things. And there's all sorts of stuff, man. It's all very real. We can only see a very small fraction of all the stuff around us.
Yeah.
So I learned two things that I really want to talk about, and they were recently. And I always think I know everything, but also I always know that there's so much more to learn from anyone. So I've been, oh my gosh, the story. This is the first time I've ever told the story, brother. I tell people, oh yeah, magnesium, it's really important, and it is, and it's essential functions in the body. There's like
thousands.
Yeah, it does.
You need magnesium to even think a thought.
Boom, we just depleted some magnesium by you saying that. Thanks a lot, dude. So it's important, and every molecule of sugar that we ingest, it takes 54 molecules of magnesium to process 1 molecule of sugar. We need magnesium in our lives, and it makes sense. We're surrounded by beautiful green things, and the central atom in the chlorophyll molecule is magnesium. So if we get greens, we can get up to speed on magnesium, and we can learn about magnesium supplements and la-ti-da. And it's bioavailable in certain supplements you can put on your skin, and in a drink form, ionic minerals and trace minerals and humic minerals. And I've been taking every single day Irish sea moss. Amazing. Like it's blended up with 2 other things to make it bioavailable. Bladderwrack and burdock, I believe, 2 B words. I think it's bladderwrack and burdock. So the 3 combined, it's got like 90 something bioavailable minerals to get mineralized, because mineralization is a very key, unbelievable thing. So every time I wanted to get grounded or get some magnesium, I've been taking these magnesium baths with like half a bag, or even if I was really thinking I needed to get grounded, I do like a whole bag of Epsom salts. Recommended to my friends, recommended to everybody. Poisoning myself and everyone else. I just learned about this toxicity, and I would do a lot of it, and I was getting tremors, right? And I was like, oh man, I must be just really dehydrated. And I would like drink a lot of water and do it again, get tremors. This is over the past few years. And I'm like, wow, that's really scary. Like I'm tremors uncontrollably shaking, And I'm like, I must be just super dehydrated. So I just did the research today to come on the show and talk to you about it. And it was based on a conversation about a week ago from some pretty loony woman on the streets, that I felt that even she was baiting me, because once she got me with that, then she was trying to spill all this other really dark stuff on me. I was like, look, I'm done. Thank you very much. You know about chemtrails? I was like, you know about chemtrails? She's like, I've known about it for 40 years. I was like, good job. Have a nice day. Right. But she it was interesting. It was an interesting, very interesting encounter, brother. Like I was just like, wow, just to even analyze that was very fascinating. But I did the research, and there's 2 things: magnesium sulfate and magnesium chloride. I believe chloride, yes. Magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate. And the magnesium chloride, it comes in flakes, a little more expensive. Might be magnesium chlorite. Either way, it's not magnesium sulfate. Magnesium sulfate has high-level toxicity. It's been tested and talked about in research papers that shouldn't be taken by humans, especially in a bath, because it off gases sulfuric acid. So I'm in there literally trying to treat myself with like a grounding experience, and I'm giving myself a nice toxic fumes, like I'm in the nice hot steaming blasting hot bath like I do. And so at least my municipality doesn't have fluoride, because that's something. But to learn that I've been toxifying myself, poisoning myself, and that there was a very easy option. I did some research on it, and it's very fascinating, and it's mined and not chemically made. So there's things that are processed. The less processed foods you can get in your life, the better, people. I mean, I don't care if you just have to eat a banana and a carrot for the day. You're way better off than going and eating Domino's, Pizza Hut, ramen, and a beer, and all these things that are processed a million times over, and they add the fluoride and all this stuff. Like, if it's colorful, just start reading ingredients if you don't, and then go from there. That's how my whole kind of spiritual awakening kind of thing happened. So anyways, the whole magnesium thing got me really on one. And recently someone asked me, because I tell everyone, take baking soda. It's really great for your alkaline levels. If you're really needing to have a coffee or whatever, you can have a cup of spoonful of baking soda, level it out. All this nice stuff about baking soda. I had been getting sick from it. I was like, oh, maybe it's absorbing toxins from the environment. I psyched myself out. It couldn't be the baking soda. The baking soda is good for me, right? And I even got Tom's, which is a brand over here that's sold out. It's totally sold out recently. Keep taking it to alkalize my body. This is like years. I'd wake up, take it with some lemon water, think I'm doing good, but I would get ill. Like, I would sometimes like detox. I'm like, oh man, it must be really good. It's detoxing my body, right? Then, okay, I've been on so many radio shows because I was blessed with coming out and waking up with chemtrails and making Frankensteins. So just to get Frankensteins out, I started going on shows around 2015 like crazy. And then 2017, when the movie came out, I went on a lot more shows, and I've been pushing Frankensteins and going on and talking about weather engineering and chemtrails and Frankensteins a lot. So I've been able to go on so many shows. And what it's created is an amazing feedback loop from the community of the world. And people will contact me from all over and be like, hey, Matt, just to make sure, are you taking the baking soda that's mined or the one that's made in a freaking lab, like process? And I go, what do you mean? It says sodium bicarbonate. That means it's one thing, right? No, you can make that in a lab, Matt. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't say, I didn't like not reply to the email or whatever. Like I reply to every single thing, anybody. I'm like, oh wow, really cool. Like, what else can we get? Like, I tell people about smart meters. They tell me about smart meters. They're all different. Every model in every country is different. They're all doing crazy things. Yeah. And there's birds attacking them sometimes. There's all sorts of stories that I hear, and I'm like, oh wow. So anyways, I don't know if all your platforms are videos or if you even have this in your country, but we could talk about borax too, which I don't even know if they're allowed that in your country. But this is Bob's Red Mill baking soda, and it says ingredient sodium bicarbonate. Now, the other ones that say sodium bicarbonate, evidently they're allowed to effing lie because it's not. Yeah. They made it in the lab with some other stuff to like imitate that chemical structure. But at the end of the day, it's not that. It's something mixed with carbon dioxide to make something. Like, they're making something in a lab. And it's like if I would, I mean, it's just the same thing with salt. They tell me when I'm growing up, oh, salt's bad, salt's bad. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Table salt.
Yeah, your salt is bad, dude.
Yeah.
But like sea salt and all these mineralizing things, like mineralizing was the big deal when I started going on these shows talking to people about chemtrails, because every other quote unquote chemtrail activist, they left people in this vibration of fear. Disempowered. What are we going to do?
No tools or anything. Yeah.
Nothing you can do. But ultimately, I learned about mineralization, which is actually even better than chelation, because chelation is like, oh, I'm a victim. I got to get this out of me. I'm going to die. I'm in this victimhood reality. Mineralization, you're kidding yourself to a high enough level where you're not demineralized and absorbing everything from your toxic environment, trying to get up to speed on your magnesium, calcium, boron, yeah, everything. Yeah. So you just like start smart and empower yourselves. And then, like I go to the hot springs, mineral springs, try to go weekly. I sweat like crazy. And I just try to like be as empowered as I can. I mean, with my diet and even the conversations that me and you have going on your show is like a blessing.